Hello, everyone. During this weekend, couples will turn up the dial on the love that they have for each other as the world celebrates Valentine's Day. Our folks will find ways to demonstrate love to the people who are important to them, such as mother to child or siblings to each other. It's also Family Day weekend, which provides an opportunity for families to bond. But there's a group of women we want to talk with, those women who lost their spouse. We'll explore the love these women shared with their husbands, and since it's family weekend, how they've been embraced by their immediate and church family. We were hoping to include a male who lost his spouse, but given the time, we couldn't find someone. So I'm Jewel Bailey, and joining me are two beloved sisters of our congregation, Sister Brenda Hall and Alicia Hutchinson. And so to get started, Sister Hall and Sister Hutchinson, can you briefly tell us a bit about your husbands, their names, where were they from, and how long you were married? And we could start with maybe Brenda, you can go ahead, and then Sister Hutchinson will come in with her.
My husband's name was Copeland Hall, and he was born in Jamaica, West Indies, and we were married for 28 years.
Okay, thank you, Brenda. So, Sister Hutchinson, did you want to tell us about your husband?
My husband's name was Lovell Hutchinson, and he was from Union Island, St. Vincent. And we were married for 50 years, a little over 50 years.
Wow, that's a long time. So, I'm going to go to the next question. I mean, Sister Hutchinson, both you and Brenda were married for a very long time. What's the best part of your love relationship that you can recall with your husband? And we're going to start with Sister Hutchinson.
My love relationship with my husband was, I can remember that anytime he would leave the house to go anywhere, I would get a kiss on my cheek. And whenever he's coming back, when he comes back, I'll get a kiss again. So that was a very good love relationship between us.
Oh, awesome.
Another thing is that we never went to bed angry. We always make up, even though we had sometimes an argument, but we made up before we went to bed.
Okay, thank you. That's sage advice. Brenda, can you tell us what's the best part of your love relationship that you can recall with your husband Copeland?
We had many good times together. I especially enjoyed worship together. Worship, we would have our own worship and we'll have worship with the children. But like Sister Hutchinson, what was best about my husband was the fact that whenever we had an argument, he would say to me, and I would want to keep it going a little longer, and he would say to me, Brenda, we're not going to bed unless we sort this out. And so we would have to talk and make up and pray, and then we'd go to bed. So that was very good. I really enjoyed that, even though I was a little resistant.
Okay, and I think that's really good advice for couples about, resolving issues. And I think the Bible also speaks to that about not letting the sun go down on your wrath. So let's turn our attention to family. How has your immediate family shown you love over the years? And Brenda, we can start with you.
My children showed me love. What I liked about them was that whenever we had a birthday or some special occasion, they would bring us breakfast in bed. First, we would have a menu where we got to choose what we wanted. And then I would get the meal. And they do not want me in the kitchen. So we had to wait in bed for our meal to come. And that was really enjoyable. Also, the fact that they sought our advice, that was very rewarding. And for my family, Well, I was totally spoiled by them, especially when I go home to Guyana. They let me do nothing and they did everything for me and treated me with such love and kindness.
Okay, thank you. How about you, Sister Hutchinson? How has your immediate family shown you love over the years?
My immediate family is that we always get together for lunch on Sabbath. Every Sabbath we had lunch together. And another thing, on my birthday or whatever occasion, they would always buy me gifts and make me feel very special. And even the one that I'm living with now, Esla, she treats me very well. And we have a very good family relationship going. And I must hasten to say that because of the love my husband had for me, it passed on to the kids. And one thing that we always do is have morning and evening worship together. And this passed on to my children. And even now, we worship together on Friday evenings by Zoom. And I enjoy that very much. So our relationship keeps going and going, it never stops. And I can feel the love that from my husband passed right on to my children.
Okay, so the legacy lives on, and both of you, you have really strong bonds with your children. I can see it. And the things you spoke about certainly ring true. And so, our final question: the church is an integral part of our emotional, spiritual, and social landscape. How have the members of the church demonstrated love to you over the years? Because we've talked about church, love at the level of your immediate family, and we can't escape it. Our church, it certainly is a family. How have they demonstrated love for you? And we'll start with Sister Hutchinson and then to Brenda.
Previously, I went to the West Toronto church. And after my husband's death, and my family were coming to Apple Creek, some of them, so I decided to come to Apple Creek with them. And I must tell you that the members treated me well. Even now, at the pandemic time, they came and they had a nice basket with fruits in it. And Brenda Hall came with her group, the prayer group, and greeted me on the outside. A big surprise. I was never expecting this, and it was beautifully done. I also get telephone calls from my members to see how I'm going. And I enjoy that very much. The pastor does, and many others do the same. And we have a prayer group together, which I enjoy very much. And we really, really have a wonderful time together. I have no regret being a part of the Apple Creek Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Okay, thank you. So Brenda, how has the church demonstrated love to you over the years?
Over the years, the church has been my mainstay, especially after my husband died. The church has prayed for me. They have encouraged me. They have counseled me. And it's just been a wonderful love relationship. When I've had loss and death in my family, they have visited, they have brought me gifts, they have cooked food. They have just been a wonderful church family. And I just praise God for my church family because really, had it not been for them, I don't know where I would be. I do have my children, but you know what? They are no longer at home. Only Dwayne is at home with me. And so my church family fills that gap wonderfully.
Okay, so thank you both, Sister Hall and Sister Hutchinson. Really good life experiences that you have shared today. Some key points around not allowing the sun to go down on your wrath, your children surrounding you and bringing, being there with you and the church family loving you in very demonstrable ways. And so we would like to wish you a very happy Valentine's Day. I hope you continue to do some reflection on the love that you shared with your spouse, and that you do get an opportunity to connect with your family, even though there are restrictions. So thank you very much, and God bless.
Okay, let's hear